Hi, David Adeleke. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome to Founder Spotlight with Technext. Founders Spotlight. We try to spotlight founders, try to look at what they are doing in Africa, the innovative products they're offering to Africans in the tech space, and how that has been able to transform Africans the way they access things that they do not have access to before, and how that has been able to simplify living for them. So I'm just going to be truthful with you and honest. The very first time I heard your name, David Adeleke, I was who is David Adeleke? Is it Davido? So what do you have to say about sharing the same names with popular musician Davido?
I actually get that. A lot of times, everywhere I go to, I just be like, "Oh, my name is David Adeleke." They'll be like, "Oh, are you related to Davido?" I'm like, sadly, no, I am not. So it's something I get. Since I think he came into the limelight 2008, if I'm not mistaken, when he first sang his OBO Damiduro song. And since then, some people came to, I could not forget, one of my tutors then, I was like, David, you've blown, no? I'm not a musician. I said it was not me. So, since then, up to date, I still keep getting that every now and then.
Something that struck me also was the name of your platform, Zeeh. Zeeh Africa. What inspired the name, first of all, before we talk about what inspired the platform itself?
Okay, the name Zeeh Africa. Okay, to be very honest, it came from inspiration. I was just sleeping and I was like, what name are we going to give this platform we're trying to build? And Zeeh just came. I don't know where it came from, but then we just started going with Zeeh Africa. Then I had a picture of what the logo is going to look like. Something connecting data from point A to another point. So that's where the Z symbol comes into play. So in subsequent time there will be more modification of what our logo is going to look like. But so far I think that's just the reason behind the name that we have.
I see. So what inspired Zeeh, like the creation of Zeeh? What inspired you to say, okay, I want to do something like this?
Okay, so Zeeh Africa is currently my second startup. My previous one was what we call Daxlinks Global. Doing very fine. So it's more of a micro lending platform, and one of the major challenges that over 7 years in the industry, one of the major challenges we were facing, and it was common with other credit institutions, was the fact that there is actually lack of access to reliable and real-time information. So say for example, credit company, you go back, you check your non-performing loan, that's probably your bad debts, and you are looking at, this person, why is this person defaulting? And you now started observing some patterns of this person's financial footprint or his lifestyle, and you're like, I saw this before, I want to give this person this money. Or say for example, someone just claims that they are earning 100,000 naira in salary, and because of that they want 200,000 naira credit facility, but then they falsify their account statements. There is currently no validation for that in the ecosystem that it's 100% efficient. So those are the things that actually led to the birth of Zeeh Africa, that why don't we just leverage on the open banking, play in this space, provide solution to this major challenge that is cutting across this credit ecosystem or the financial ecosystem. And during the course of that, that was where we a little bit pivot into having access to KYC, that's user bio data also. So in as much as we want to provide financial data, it also makes sense to now provide more information about the user as a person. So it's going to rhyme with, this is the person, this is financial data, and we make this thing available through our API to to both individuals and businesses. And the goal is basically to make credit companies make smarter decisions while lending. So that's how the whole Zeeh Africa got started.
Would you say that your proposition is unique to your platform?
Yes, it's currently unique. Because basically we are leveraging on almost all the modern, sophisticated IT that we could find here. And to be specific, I'm talking about we are leveraging on AI and machine learning. So how are we using this? Basically, once we have the financial data, there's something we call Zeeh Insights. and that system is designed to provide credit score and credit worthiness for users. So say for example, you as a person, you are onboarded on my platform and we've gotten your data. We take it a step further by analyzing your information. We have over 80 data points that range between account activity. Is the account active? Do you gamble? What's your current loan with other institutions? Have you defaulted in any loan? What do you spend on? Are you a salary earner? So these are actually very crucial information. Every credit company or every person that wants to go into the lending space, they need this kind of information to be able to make smarter lending process. So that makes us kind of unique in the sense that we are offering 3 core products. One is the KYC, second is the Connect, and third is the Insight. And we're making all this into one package. So say for example, any company now, those are the core functionalities a credit company would need. Not just credit company, buy now, pay later, general fintech, even e-commerce. These are things they will need to do. They will need the KYC, they will need access to their transaction history, that's customer transaction history, and they will also need and understanding a one-page insights or an overview of what this person's financial footprint is. So we do everything, we do all the hard work for them, and we offer it to them in one simple API call, and also at a very conformed, or let me say a cheaper price than what's there they will get on a normal day.
I see, that's beautiful. So how does Zeeh Africa intend to solve the issue of theft and financial fraud in that industry?
Okay, how we plan on solving the issue of fraud to start with is using one of our KYC, leveraging on our KYC product or KYC feature. Say for example now, we have this system that we call the OCR, and that's more like a facial recognition system. So what it does now for fintech is, say for example, you're building a platform and you want to like do KYC on your customer, because one of the major things that was uprising last year thereabouts was the fact that people they create ghost accounts, that's one, or they take other people's identity, use it to create an account on probably any loan platform, find a way to put a different bank details, collect the money, and now the credit company will have to go and chase the wrong person. So with a robust KYC system like the one we have in Zeeh Africa, we basically the user take a selfie of himself, and we match that image taken by that user with probably the image the person uploaded in his BVN or his NIN or international passport or any of the government issued ID cards the person will be providing. So with this, you will be able to ascertain that this person currently transacting on your platform or trying to create an account on your platform is who he really says he is, and this in return actually curbs a wide range of fraud and identity theft in the ecosystem.
So how would you say that influence, what you've just described now, trickle down to the very last consumer in the banking sector, or people in that's the final consumer in the industry?
Okay, so basically it makes the ecosystem a safer place, because I could imagine someone just being in their house and the next thing they are getting calls. That's the lower end user, and these are people that most of them they are not even financial literate. And someone just start calling them like, oh, you took a loan, you took a credit facility from us and you've not been paying back, we are coming after you, we are coming after this. So it breeds more of a safer and a friendly ecosystem. Those are the implications of what we're trying to do. So that's how it benefits everybody.
I see. I want you to explain something for me in layman's terms now. Like, what is really open banking, and what do you think is the adoption rate so far?
Okay, so currently, to start with, what is open banking? Open banking it's more of a practice than a definition, and is the act of sharing. I'll start with financial data, but then it's cut across most banking data actually, from point A to point B in a secured and reliable means. Through the use of APIs. So in simple terms, let me put a practical example to it. So for example, we have the banks, they have data, they have a lot of data, and this data, we have Access Bank having over 41 million users. So that means they have data footprints of over 41 million people, and if we want our economy to grow as a country in Nigeria and to promote competition with other space, this data actually helps other companies, as the case were, to be able to like offer financial services to these people without them starting from the scratch. So it's more like that's why I said it's an act, and it's something that is beneficial to the ecosystem. We've seen the likes we've seen the such practice in Europe, and we've seen how it has benefited the ecosystem at large in the Western Hemisphere. So basically, to put a summary to the definition of what open banking is, like I said, it's an act, and it involves sharing of data from one point to another user through open source API, and it has to be secured. So going to the second question that you asked about the adoption. To be very honest, Open Banking NG, I don't know, I'll reference him. Kudos to Deji Olowe. He's doing a great job on pushing the adoption of Open Banking in Nigeria. And after 5 years of, I'll call it wrestling, trying to push, we could see the improvement, we could see the adoption from the CBN. They first started by giving, they gave a guideline, and I think a few months ahead they released their more of like a regulation template to follow. So in terms of adoption, I wouldn't say it's fast, but I mean serious work is being done to foster adoption. And permit me to say, part of most of the challenges that we are facing in terms of adoption is the bank themselves. They are not ready to make available those data for everybody to make use. I understand there are reasons why, because number one, due to their their customers' data. They pride themselves, number one, in safety of their customer data. Those are the personal obligations they have to their customer. So so they have to ensure that those data are very secured. And then number two, it's more like an asset to them. They spend a lot of customer acquisition because they get to those data. They'll be like, even though CBN say, hey, give those data out, they'll be like, we know what we did to gather this data. I cannot just release it. And thirdly, they are trying to still curb fraud in the ecosystem. So if this data are loosely made available, it can, in as much as it has a lot of benefits to offer the ecosystem, it can also be, it can cause a lot of danger to the system.
Now that you've talked about banks and how you need banks to function for the API and the open banking to really gain adoption. So I just want to ask, what are the partnerships you've gotten yourselves? Because you need the partnerships to also scale. What are the partnerships you've gotten as a company, and how has those partnerships, how has that trickled down or influenced your operations as a company? And how is it also influencing your operations in the industry?
Okay. Currently on the Zeeh platform, we currently have over 20 banks on our platform. That's on our widget, such that if you want to link any of your accounts using any of the bank through the platform, you can do that to over 20 banks. It's a major achievement. Kudos to my team. That's the CTO. That's the person I call Frank. He's my CTO and the co-founder also of Zeeh Africa. Basically, he's a cybersecurity guy, and he's very, very proficient when it comes to security. Because I just have to reiterate the fact that security is what we take. We don't take it lightly. We take it very, very, very serious. So back to the question. As mentioned, we have over 20 banks already on our platform. So we've passed that stage already. So we're now in the new stage of working out new form of partnership with the banks, and we're in talk with the likes of Zenith Bank, the likes of First Bank, Unity Bank, just to mention a few. So what service are we trying to offer them now? We're trying to offer them a revised version of what their data is like. So say for example now, let me just use X Bank as the case where I don't want to mention him. So let me use the word X Bank. X Banks can't or won't want to give a loan to a user that is not banking with X Bank. Why is that so? It's because they really don't have information about that person with other banks. So that's why they'll say before you can take maybe SME loans or even salary loans, they'll say create an account with us, run the account for 6 months. This stiffens the whole financial inclusion that we're trying to drive. Well, for you to also have to come and first open a new bank with them, now start doing transaction with them again. You won't even, I can say, okay, these accounts, put it strictly salary, make my financial standing looks very neat. Whereas I'm gambling, I'm doing other things with other accounts. And these are data that the bank themselves, X-Bank, needs to put into consideration to determine what credit score they can give this person or what this person's credit worthiness. So we already have, basically users have to give us permission first of all to access their data. So through the permission of the data, we have access to data of the users from different banks. So we are now helping the banks now to reform those data to create credit score using our insights tools and give it back to them in a well-reformed manner, such that they can now see, oh, okay, you want to take a facility from us, instead of them even telling them to go and print account statement from other bank, which in most cases users actually falsify, they edit those account statements to make it look robust, so as to get whatever facility they have. So with our system, we have the reliable and authentic data. So we make it from other banks, we supply it to the banks now, and not just that data, we will now supply we will supply you the insights, the over 80 data point as mentioned earlier, on what this person's real financial footprint is. And with that, the banks now, or not just banks, we have a number of credit companies already, even fintechs, even microfinance banks already on our platform using the services already. So they will now be able to make smarter lending decisions.
I just want to ask, what are your numbers currently? Because you've been giving me estimates.
So we went fully, I think February, March, thereabouts. We went all out February, 2020. Yeah. So far we've successfully done, as of 2 weeks ago when I checked, we've done well over 80,000 API calls.
Explain what API calls please.
So that means we've processed over 80,000 data already. Okay. In a space of 4 months, thereabouts. We've onboarded close to 40 to 50 businesses as we speak right now, and the next project we're currently working on is what we call it. So basically, we are B2B. That's the numbers for B2B. So we are building our B2C arm. So the B2C now is going to be a personal finance manager. What is going to do now is the fact that you'll be able to, since we have the ability of getting all your data or you're linking all your banks together, so we are going to now give it back to customers. Why don't you link all your banks together into one place through a mobile app? Get an analysis, get an understanding of what your financials looks like, get your credit score, see your credit score, see what you can do. We'll give you a tip on what to do to be able to boost your credit score. Then, other than just having that personal financial manager that helps you manage your finances, the advantage that it comes with it for users is the fact that it will be free, for every users. But then another advantage they will get is the fact that based on their credit score, we would be able to recommend credit facility to them. So say for example, we would be able to issue credit card, which will be linked to all their banks. And we also give them, based on their credit score, they will be eligible to credit facility on that card. Also, say buy now, pay later, based on their credit score, they can come, they want to shop on this platform, use all the process data we have to offer them services. So it's like we are technically building the Credit Karma for Africa. So Credit Karma is, a very big company owned by Intuit, but then they are not operating in, I think, Nigeria. I don't know which other African country they are not functioning in. So that's basically
that's big if you ask me. I really don't know if the credit cards are in operation in Nigeria right now, but I don't know if it's in operation. I don't think
just
it's
for VIPs.
I don't think it's many.
I think I go well the way back, but they're just for very selected people.
So what you're trying to do is going to make these credit cards available to everybody.
Yes. And it's not just being available; it's going to be functional, and they're going to really get to use the credit card. Like you're going to have your card, and you'll be able to do a drawdown.
And to be recognized by the CBN.
Yes, we'll partner with one of the bank for card insurance, license and whatnot. Then subsequently we'll go for one license. So those are what's on our roadmap at the moment.
That's great. if you ask me. So
you.
you mentioned that you started full operations in March or February this year. But last year you won the award for the fastest growing open banking API. So I really want to know what that means to you, and as an emerging company, what did that do to your company? How did it boost your confidence?
Honestly speaking, that's actually one of the major things that made us rebrand. So when I say we went fully operational, we rebranded. Even though we had old logo, we did a new logo, we did a new branding to the company. So we say yes, we are done with our beta stage. So we got that award even at the beta stage, and wow. That was based on the fact that as at when we put our product out, the demand was massive. In a in a short nickel of a time, the adoption was very, very massive, that we even had to tell, please hold on a bit. We need to go and now rework on the feedback we got and now put it out back there in a better system, in a better way out there. So what that did to us, it's number one, it's motivated us. Yeah. It shows us that we are doing the right thing, and we are solving a very important need in the ecosystem at large. Definitely. So that basically, since then up to now, it's been growth upon growth upon growth upon growth. From then, month on month, every there's something very new about Zeeh every month.
That's beautiful. It has been a smooth ride for a company coming into the limelight. From better stage, you got the recognition from that, you're doing greater things, and you're even going on to do greater things. And recently, you've just been selected for the inaugural AWS Accelerator program. So what does that mean to you? What's morale is it building? You are getting recognition, they are getting the partnerships now, and then they are doing even greater things.
Like I said, every new month is something very big and something very new for Zeeh Africa, month on month. So recently we just got accepted into the AWS Accelerator program, and it was just 25 that was selected out of hundreds, over 500 applications across Africa. Yeah. And it's a great privilege for us to be there. But then this just illustrates the fact that we've identified a problem that the ecosystem is lacking, and we are committed to actually solving that problem, and not just solving it on a local level, we are solving it on a global scale. So this is why we are getting such recognition, and thanks to the AWS team for supporting us and selected us, even though we basically have put in the work, and we definitely had what it takes to be part of them, as the case, because I believe they are very great reputation, and they won't just pick anyhow startup. So that means it's not just it's not a resting period for us. It just means it's a call for us to step up again and step up, and that means that cut across the team, and we need to work harder, not just harder, smarter actually, and break more grounds for Zeeh Africa.
All right, personal stuff now.
Okay.
Personally, what inspires you, and how do you try to balance this work-life thing? How's it for you as a founder?
That is a tough question. Basically, what inspires me? I think one of the major things that inspires me is providing solutions to problem. That's making the world a better place. That's one. Two also is helping more and more people experience financial well-being. That's by driving financial inclusion in the ecosystem at large. And in a bit to do that, you still have to curb fraud, which is one of the things we are practicing, and giving them more access to credit facilities. So what inspires me basically has to just do with solving problems. Whenever I see a problem, I get happy. I get excited. To be very honest, I can't start mentioning the number of challenges I've faced during the course of building different startups, managing different companies for different people. I've managed companies for people that they are doing very, very, very excellently well right now, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. This was at 0 before. Now I got involved. Now it's at 50, it's at 100. It gives me joy. It inspires me to want to do more. Then my work-life balance. One thing I've been able to do was the fact that I get to hear it a lot. Everybody say, David, you work too much, best this, do that one. So one thing I've successfully been able to do was the fact that I try not to differentiate my work from my life. I try not to do that anymore. So I create my life in work. That's the case where. So basically, that's why we have offices also in Ibadan, where most of my dev team they are building. If you visit our office, there is it's more like an apartment. You can sleep, you can wake up, you can play game, you can go to the kitchen, cook, as the case where. So it's more like we're taking work as a lifestyle. So we are taking it more than just the fact that I'm going to do my 9 to 5 and I've done job, that's all. So with that, I mean, a lot of people might feel, if me personally, I might just feel stagnant, like I'm just doing daily routine, there'll be nothing exciting about it. So but now merging the two together into one, the more I'm trying to grow myself, I'm trying to grow the work. So we are both in synergy with each other. So I don't try to separate and this time is for work, this time is for this thing. So when I want to rest, I rest. I take rest. I mean, one of my hobbies is traveling. I travel a lot. I really travel a lot. When I say a lot, I cannot give you an example of what I mean by a lot. I travel a lot. So traveling helps me relax, especially when I'm not driving. I sleep most times whenever I'm traveling. So I just relax and just get my energy back. I love music. I mean, for a fact. But then, I wasn't blessed with a good voice.
Not everybody is actually.
Yeah, so I had to compensate myself with playing the bass guitar, playing the keyboard and drum sets. So I'm very fluent in 3 of them. Wow. So yeah, I spend time with music. And I spend time, it's weird, but then what I do for fun is I enjoy spending time being alone at some point, just being alone.
It's particular with nerds actually.
Oh really? I don't think I qualify.
No, it's what nerds do. They spend time being alone.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun because I get to find more about myself, and I mean it helps me to be very productive and to be able to offer, like I said, solutions to people's problem.
Okay, for the final question, yes, you've mentioned some things you're doing and what you're looking to. I just want to know, what stamp are you looking at making in the fintech industry and in the tech space as a whole in Nigeria and Africa, and what's in conclusion, what should we be expecting from Zeeh Africa?
Okay, so basically what am I looking for in the tech space as a whole is, first thing first, I want to better the ecosystem. That's one. I'll digress a bit. I'm the host of Ibadan Startup Fest, and that's the largest startup event or community in Ibadan as we speak right now. And it's just a way of me giving back to the society. It's not as if we're doing it for profit or for anything. So we had our first edition last year, November 5, and we saw a total number of over 1,200 present in attendance, and it was very impressive. I was excited, it was like a confirmation to the notion I had that Ibadan is actually ripe because we've seen the likes of A-Food, they got into YC, and they got into YC, even from Ibadan, companies raising millions of dollars already. So, but then one of the things I noticed was there was a lot of disparity in the ecosystem. There was more, so I spent more time and I'm like, this is a good time to give back to the community. So basically we're looking at hosting another one this year, and it's going to be a 2 days event, and it's going to be very loud. And not just loud, we don't just want it to be loud, we want it to be impactful. So far, a report has gotten to me that courtesy of the last event we had, we've seen deals worth over $300,000. That was better from that event. Even myself, I was shocked. Wow. We've seen companies partner together, we've seen a lot of synergy, a lot of people. It's a beautiful one to see that, yes, this can even happen in Ibadan, not just Lagos. So we're looking at being more impactful this year and making it more eventful and people to get a lot of value from this year's event. So that's one of the things to watch out for. Without wasting much time, so for Zeeh Africa, what are the next things to look out for? So like I said earlier, we are building the B2C products, which is what we call, we are building the credit scammer for Africa, wherein we want to ensure, one of the major things we're looking out for is we want it to be very user-centric, such that even a layman, a non-technical person, anybody can come, download the app, and really understand how to manage their finances in one place. Not just managing the finances, also get the real financial inclusion. Because I mean, we get to see everybody shouting financial inclusion, financial inclusion. If you ask them, why are they doing it? Exactly. So we want to do it in the right way, actually. So we want to like include the market women. Let them, manage their finances themselves. Let them see, not just manage their finances, let them get benefits of what the ecosystem. Because basically, I'll just use credit as an example. Credit is something that every country needs.
Definitely.
To grow, whether we like it or not. Everybody, you can start your business, you can be doing well, but without the help of extra funds, you won't be able to scale up and provide more solutions or amplify your solutions. So even down to the local market people, the traders, everybody, if they don't have access to credit facility, they won't be able to like perform optimally. So exactly. So basically, that's what we should look out for. So we don't want to just service businesses anymore. We want to now go into the main thing which we wanted to do from the onset, which is to service individuals across Africa.
All right, that's beautiful. Thank you very much. We've come to the end of Founder Spotlight. I mean, I've been inspired by what you're doing. You're doing a beautiful thing, and with the delve into the B2C aspects of what you're doing, I feel you're going to be doing more. You're going to be giving more to the society, and you're going to be solving a major issue which has to do with credit financing for businesses, for individuals, because as you said, credit facilities are important stimulants to anything that you choose to do, investments, businesses, anything that you choose to, opportunities also.
Yes.
So I really hope to see something. We will be cheering you from and we hope that you do great things.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for gracing us with your presence.
Yeah, it's great.
This episode of Founder Spotlight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.